Hey guys, welcome to another Indie Film Lab University class. Today we're going to talk about calibrating your monitor and why that is super important for editing your images for output. These are the products that you can get to do that. The i1 Display Pro by X-Rite is the one we use at the lab and is very accurate and very consistent. So if you calibrate multiple displays, they're all going to match. The Spider 4 Pro by Datacolor is also a good one. I've read reviews that this is definitely a high-end calibrator along with this. So these are kind of comparable. I think the X-Rite Display Pro is a little more expensive, but it's the one that we use and the one that I like to use. The software is super easy that you're going to show you in a minute. i1 makes a basic version of this. I think it's a little less expensive, but I've used it before and it's just not as accurate and it's not as consistent as the Pro. So definitely step up to the Pro. Anyway, now let's look at why it's important to calibrate your monitor. I'm going to go to System Preferences. I'm going to go to Displays, and I'm going to go to Color. Now this section here is where your ICC profiles will be stored when you calibrate your monitor using your i1 display. Notice last year I calibrated my monitor and this is the profile that I used. So in this dialog box here is going to show you all these different profiles that you can use for your monitor. The one that comes with the monitor is this color LCD, and this is the one that came with mine. And the color shifted a little bit, but in the video it doesn't shift as much, but in what I'm looking at right now is a massive difference. So I'm going to scroll through some of these to show you the difference in some of these. So I'm just scrolling through to show you some of the ones that are preloaded on your computer. Notice how the color shifts up a lot. So if you're calibrating your monitor, you're not going to be looking at any of these crazy colors that you're seeing now. You're going to see accurate colors that will show up in your printing. So let's go back to the one that I made. And again, that's why it's super important, because you're seeing the colors that are actually going to be in the printing. And I noticed that's what was happening to me, and I was in desperate need to get some color matching software going on. So and this was a while back, but I noticed my prints were not matching and it was very frustrating. So definitely you can see now why it's super important to calibrate your monitor. And when you calibrate your monitor, when you save the profile, it's just gonna put it in this display profile. So you can go through different ones that you've done to see what you like better, I guess. So and we're going to go through some of the settings here in a little bit, so I'll show you that too. Okay, so now we're in the i1 Profiler application on my Mac. Now, if you're on a PC, I'm sure it's going to look very similar to this. And earlier when we were talking about the ICC profiles, it's probably going to be, of course, in a different place than where I showed you. It might look a little different, but it's still the same exact principle. So let's look at some of the things here. We have Basic, Advanced, and this is just the application, the first window that pops up with the the application info and things like that. So all you have to do is click on Display, because we're going to profile a display. You could use it to profile a projector. Looks like you can do a printer and a scanner. So let's just stick with the display because that's what we're doing. Choose CCFL. That's for the type of monitor that you're going to have. And the white point. Now this is the big thing here. So if you look at the different, I guess the illuminant here, let's look at D50. If you notice, this little point changes. So the more I go up, the cooler the monitor is going to look, because it goes through this white point here, and this is called your white point. So this little area is where you want to stay. I mean, these are the presets for you. I did 50 and I did 55, and they looked a little too warm, and D75 is definitely too cool. And D65 is actually still a tad cool for how my prints are coming back. So I just did a manual one, which I went into daylight temperature, and you can select whatever you want. So what I did was I pretty much did 6,000 the first time, and it looked a little too warm, so I did 6,200. And this is just me. You need to definitely do this yourself to see how your prints come back and experiment. But I did 6,200. And this is how I calibrated my monitor. So you want to leave this on 120, and then basically you click Next, and then start measurement. And now when you click this, your whole screen's going to go to all the different colors. But before you do that, you need to take your calibrator and stick it on your monitor and in the dead center of the screen and hit start measurement, and it's going to do the rest for you. And at the end of it, it's going to pop up a little before and after and show you the differences, and you save the profile in the previous spot that we've seen. So thanks for watching another class on the color calibration of your monitor. Hopefully that will help and you will get your prints back looking just like your monitor. Again, thanks so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.